We are in day 2 of our Holy Week series, and what we're doing throughout the week is we're looking at different aspects of right before Jesus dies. In Mark chapter 11, we have this moment where Jesus, he goes to the temple and he starts, he grabs this whip and he starts cleansing the temple. And a lot of times when we read this story, we look at it and we see, man, like Jesus was angry, so I can be angry. And a lot of times we look at this passage and we say, hey, because he was upset, because he was angry, I have the right to do that as well. But when we look at this story through the lens of justice, we get a different understanding. You see, we see that Jesus was cleansing the temple and he was driving the people out because they had turned what was meant to be a place that was holy, what was meant to be a place that people were welcome, and they made it about elitism. They made it this place that was no longer fair, that not anyone could just show up, because they were taking these sacrifices and these animals and making them so expensive that no one could afford it. And so Jesus, he drives these people out of the temple. And in Jesus, what we see, his announcement as the kingdom of God, is that all people are welcome. And in the kingdom of God, there is justice. And any type of justice that you and I try to bring about in the world is going to be tipped in our favor. But with Jesus, we see that justice is about knowing, hey, this is good for all people. And so as we go into our week, as we think about life, asking ourselves a couple questions. Is this good for me, or is this good for everybody? Am I treating all people fairly? Am I treating my neighbors fairly? And asking yourself, hey, maybe there's one person this week that I can look at, that I can treat more fair. We all have those people in our life that, they have our favoritism, they have our love, they have our support. But what about the person standing next to us? The person right next door to us, our neighbors, the person across the street from us? How can we treat them with fairness, love, and honesty?